Into the game, I have no idea what's going on. Aliens look like they're in really good shape though. Kind of to be expected with shoe field. Six minutes, no high drop though. Marines have 1-2 coming. From here they'll go to grab. And Nanonoob's gonna get run over because he's not in a good position. You can't hold that close to the corner. You need to have line of sight with the door. Or you need to back up so that your Marines can get there. Like if you backed up to here and fought the aliens when they were coming in, and you had 2 Marines supporting him when they got like on top of him. That's actually the kind of fight that I would take too, as I would push up here and just try to get damage. But with the gorge, like, it's pretty useless. So I'm not surprised he did that. This RT is gonna go down too. Shu looking for recappers, as one does. Patty is probably gonna go this way. Patty probably should have ended up this way. I'm not sure why they went here. They don't have gates or anything, so they're not pushing for a gate. Maybe they're doing a 3 push into Oxy. That would be pretty effective too. Leave base a little bit open, but that would be okay. If Patty pushes out, yeah, Patty's watching for the base rush. These Marines split. I don't know why these Marines split. Nano Soul's alike though, so that's good. Shu's kind of low and can't kill Nano. I'm gonna save Grav? No, Grav's dead. So these 2 skulks just kind of left over here. That was a good idea, I guess. Nano needs to stay loaded, and he needs meds. What was Arab looking at? Drop Grav, Happy scouts it. There should be pretty close to light fades. Okay, that was weird. Fade res. Versalis and Plobitz right on time, so that's good. It's really important to get the life forms up as quickly as you can when you have the res. Alien's doing work on Marine RTs. Weapons 2 is questionable here. They're already really behind. They really need an armory and shotguns. But their CC's damaged, so I wonder if they like got base rush and lost an IP and are just playing from really far behind. If that's the case, then they just want to... I would not even try to recap grab. I would not try to recap repairs. I would stay on these 3 RTs. Maybe the big map's easier to describe it. Stay on these 3 RTs. Keep funneling your Marines out this way. Maybe have 1 person coming offload to Grav or shipping to Grav just to keep some pressure up over here. And tech on your 3 RTs. But what they're doing right now, they're going to trade EC and supply already built RTs for Grav and repairs. And that just puts them 20 res in the hole. What's up, V-Man? Thank you for the bits. I'm getting better, okay? I'm getting better. So if they hadn't, like, what I'm trying to say is if they hadn't recapped repairs, if they had just stayed on 4 RTs, if they had saved EC and supply, and tried to keep grab up as long as they could, they would be starting weapons 3 right now, instead of having to go cap another RT. Nano touch this. This is gonna end up pretty poorly. He has, what is the fade doing? That's just another Tedrins in the hole. I'm trying. It's a problem, man. So this guy asked in Gather chat, he said, I'm new, should I should I play Gather anyways? And I said, yeah. He has 150 hive skill in 10 hours. So it may actually be a little early for him to start playing Gathers. They're starting the EC expand. I still want to see what goes on in this fight, because if they kill a Fade, it's pretty important. Oh, they're going to clean that up. Why did he take the tunnel back instead of just going... Maybe he was concerned with a Marine jumping down and sniping him. So that might have been a good call, but it's just as likely that a Marine would push this way. An Alien's starting the ESC expand. Pretty clear that the game is over. It's just a matter of time. Most people look at like the accuracies first. I don't really care about the accuracies. So let's look at like what really happened in the game. So look at the alien structure damage. 5,300 is 10 or 12 RTs killed. Maybe it's only 8. It lost RTs. No, it's 11. Yeah, 10 or 12. So that's quite a good chunk in an 11-minute game. Marine P damage is fairly high. Sup was obviously pressuring a lot. Wise choices looks like he was capping a lot, right? So that makes sense. His structure damage is really low. He only saw 2 cysts maybe. So he wasn't really in too much. He wasn't rotating into stuff. If you're like constantly rotating into fights, you end up with higher P damage and structure damage. So that's one tip that I would give him. Everything else looks kind of okay. High number of deaths doesn't even matter as Marines because you're like, look at Nano Noob. He has second highest P damage and by far highest structure damage. So he was doing like solo pressure shit, and you always end up with a really bad KD doing that because you're pushing into life forms and just trying to get damage on structures. Aliens, Chucky was clearly the Gorge. Happy, I think, lurks. His KD is fairly low for being a lurk, but he has high structure damage. So they were packing with the lurks on res. It's pretty clear. And you could also tell that because of his low P damage. He wasn't fighting too many Marines. So like she was getting most of the life form or most of the Marine kills, and they were together biting res. If you look on the tech tree, so Arab solo built the arms lab. They were delayed capping. So the second RT or the third RT only going up at like 1 minute 10 means that it was a solo capper in supply and they died. And they had to run back on build or repairs or one or the other. But Armor 1 started pretty late, not right away. Wep 1 started right after Armor 1 finished. Is that math right? And then Observatory at 10 minutes late. Yeah, that's just too late. Weapons 2 at 10 minutes. That's just like way too late. You just need shotguns. Maybe get a life form kill. Kill graph. Yeah, look at the start of the game. This is a really bad start for Marines. That's pretty much all we care about on the stats. I have to respec. What? No, I'm casting. No, I'm casting. Boom. I fixed this, but I can't like shift off of it. I should really look at that again now that I know more about how this stuff works. Sky snack. Marine splits are more important than alien splits, so we look at that at the start. They're going to power build 2 Marines all the way over here. There's no reason for the Raise Marines to cross the base to build and then run out. They could have been in trash right now. Or almost in trash. Plobit's getting parasited and coming back. He gave up this corner, which is pretty important. This is a really hard corner to take. And now another Marine just gets parasited. Plobitz needs to push that. At least get some chip on the Skulk, and then he can back up and switch. Pretty good pick from Patty and Sep working together as a team. 1 parasites, 1 ambushes. Chalky's just gonna die because he doesn't even kill the cyst. Why can't I see the cyst HP? 1%. Even if he killed the cyst, it would not have desysted. This cyst cover. Oh, this cyst doesn't cover it. That's a poorly placed cyst. Patty BM. Triple parasiting. Supply already taking damage. This is usually a bad idea as a Skulk. Marines will tend to pressure behind you, and you'll not keep your 3 RTs, so you'll be late lurks. As well as you won't kill this RT, but Nano gets the frag. So it ends up being a good play. You're welcome, Ramban. I was kind of want to start doing this a little bit more instead of gathering all the time. I feel like I can help people learn a little bit better, talking about like the microcosm of people's actions. So like this is good. They're dumping on the RT, which I guess is a good thing because the Gorge is here. Shu may or may not get it. Yeah, so that's okay. That worked out okay. If Shu could have gotten in the room, they could have killed all those Skulks and the Gorge. I'm not quite sure why he didn't go in. And these Marines stayed in LOS of each other, so that was really good too. If this guy had come down here, then this Marine would have died really quickly because he wouldn't have been able to cover it. Nano getting some good ambushes. I don't know why he's not. See, that's kind of pointless. Oh god. This is working out and it should not have. Yeah, this is what should happen. Nano should have just gone to supply. If he wasn't going to ambush, he was already kind of low on HP, I think. He should have just gone to supply. The sensitivity stuff, you should kind of be at the lowest you can possibly be while also still tracking stuff. I play with, I guess, a fairly typical sense for competitive. But it's very low when you start looking at, like, all players. The default sensitivity is way too high. I play at 800 2.2. Which is the same sense I use in, like, Left 4 Dead and stuff. And Counter-Strike, which is, it's high for Counter-Strike. Shu coming in, he immediately kills the Hydras and should have died to the lake. I'm kind of surprised he didn't. Sep. Oh my gosh, what is going on with these lurks? That was just bad all around. So Sep straight lining at 2 reloading Marines. He could have killed the Marine and gotten out, right? And then he came back in, took more damage before Nanonoob was here. They just needed to be together. Like either he waits for Nanonoob and they go in together and kill the Marines, or he has to kill a Marine and then get out. K-Mac. They don't even need to kill this Marine, they can just kill the OT. Night Fury, good job. Nanonoob should have been with him to ambush the guy that came this way though. It'll all work out because Sep is here. Sep is kind of hurt though. Oh god, Sep. Good job, Nano. Sep might die. Floblitz, get your gun out, buddy. Just have your gun out, man. He's top 500 Valorant. Like, just have your gun out and shoot them. Marines fall into this trap of like continuously recapping again. They lose 2 RTs, they cap 2 RTs. Like, you just want to keep some RTs up. As long as you don't go below 3, you're fine. You can keep rolling the upgrades. When you're constantly going back and forth, like 3-4, 3-4, that's when you cannot start upgrades. It's okay to stay on 3 until you get an upgrade started, and then you can kind of like fight for more res. Happiness should have this RT kill. These guys should have this RT kill. Base is wide open. Which they recognize. Happy kills himself. Blitz runs back. That was a... If aliens were Johnny on the spot, they would be in the base before Happiness had killed himself. And it would be game over. Hive drop 5 and 3/4 minutes. Earlier than the last team. Good job, Arab. So what are we looking for here? We're looking at marine upgrades. They have 1, 2 coming. They dropped their armory. It'll be built and shotguns will get started. So they do not want to cap a 4th RT, but they're going to drop it. Now Patty has a good chance to like absolutely fuck the marine res if he wins this ambush and kills the RT. And they're capping bay. Like this is kind of dicey. These marines probably could have been pushing in here to pull everything even more. My Fury just needs to go in the vent and try to stay alive for a second. Sep needs to not cheek chip. And this Gorge needs to kind of back out a little bit and buy a little bit of time. So see what I said? They had the armory going up and they had enough res to start shotguns a minute and a half ago. Maybe it wasn't quite that long ago. I don't know why the times are all off here. Instead, they haven't started shotguns yet. And they're trying to cap BC again. Like, stop capping RTs, just start your upgrade. Just trading 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. They built an OBS because they feel like they need phase tech. They don't need phase tech, they need shotguns. Okay, there they go. So if you didn't drop the RT, you didn't drop OBS, shotguns could have been done already. And this push could have been coming with shotguns. These two Marines split when they don't really need to. They could have been a 2 pressure into Oregon. Nano, you're half health. What are you doing? How did you make this work? Like, what? If you hit the bites, she would have died. What do you mean to fuck? You had 50 HP. 2 Marines looked at you like you died. No question. So Marines are just behind here because they tried to keep their res up instead of keeping their upgrades rolling. Can start phase tech, has not yet. Just looking for weapons too, maybe? Yeah. Fades are up against 1 and 2 shotgunners. It's a pretty good time to have fades. That's 5 push. Are they gonna recognize? Patty calls it. Yeah, here they come to base. Force a beacon. Why are they 5 here? They're like, where's the OBS? What? Is this in the wall? Yeah, that's kind of an illegal OBS. So what do they do again? They run 4 Marines out. The aliens should sit, grab, recognize, and come base again. Force another beacon, come out pub, and crush this Marine in this RT. Sup needs to not die though. Yeah, here they come. Shu alone to defend base. Did they hear him? They didn't hear him? Patty! Sep, run! Bad trade. You guys took too much damage. No, Patty, don't. Patty, out. Oh, Nano. So low. So they traded this for nothing. They didn't even kill the unbuilt RT. I would have had these Marines take the tunnel. Just force the base fight. You knew a lurk and a fade were low in the hive. This is probably smarter for Marines that you're not confident in their shooting. That would be kind of a rough fight, even if you're one of the better teams. So Marines want to take a 3-pack and just walk around killing res. You just come kill their SRT, you walk through their hive, come kill the SRT. You just really play the res game. You want to do everything you can to be aggressive and keep the fades off of your cappers. Plobits again. Get your gun out, dude. You can hear him coming this way. Just stand here. You don't have to sprint. You just stand here with your shotgun out and shoot him. Why are they building this power node? I'm going to cap the RT. So this just takes too long. They really just need to push. Get the res done. Shu and Waking are gonna try to figure out which way they want to go. Shu really wants to go offload, which is a smart play. Coming this way doesn't get you anything. It just opens a path for the aliens to come to your base. And notice, even just the slightest bit of pressure keeps the fades here, so they cannot be on your res. Most people, they like, oh my god, we can't keep res up. We need more people helping guard our res. I don't know. Plobits claims that he's like a high rank Valorant player. I don't know what that means though, because that game sucks. 2 lurks and a skulk and a fade over here on Bay. This is exactly what happens when you're not pressuring. All of them come on your res. Because of this res graph, they've been recapping instead of pumping upgrades. I talked about that a little bit. This time isn't right, by the way. It's only 12.5 minutes. They should have been holding. They had a chance to like hold this and be totally fine. I don't know why they killed a hive and came over here and capped Oxy instead of just pressuring with Marines and capping like you're saying these 3. Some greedy Marine play, I guess you could call it. Look, you had your gun out and you did a bunch of damage. Now get your gun out again. It's poor obs placement. Oh, smooth brain, he calls him. Nano was like in a rush to get out. He could have just like chilled on the event, switched his upgrade to regen or something. They get it here, Rangers, because it covers like into Grav. It's just not important for that to be covered. This is a better ob spot. It covers the same entrance and also covers this entrance. Shu doing solo pressure. Remember, the slightest bit of pressure keeps fades here, so he spawns and just comes back. Yeah, I'm talking. Rangers distracted me. I don't know what these fades are doing. They're coming over here. What are they gonna do? Swipe a node that has armor? They should be the ones scouting the Marines. Oh, they actually have 3 fades. This is kind of bad. 3 fades, it's tough to do anything. You kind of need to take fights and get the shotguns down and keep them down. The lurk kind of needs to be on res, and then it needs to get through. So like a fade lurk on the res is really powerful. With the other 2 fades playing defensive, or you go like lurk skulk on res and call for the fade. They're mobile enough that they can like play keep away kind of and call for fades for help. So why did this gate die? We'll ask that question. 3 Marines came up to Oxy. Shu was over here trying to guard res and 1 on gate. Aliens recognized it and crushed gravity. When you're doing a 3 push, the guy that's off gate needs to be in a position maybe like here at the most so that he can rotate back and defend. You could be all the way over in trash maybe if you're like you're really Johnny on the spot with rotating back. Ranger, they've been stalled the entire time. This game should have been over. Yeah. So what happens now? Alien or Marines have 3 here. They can crush Oxy. They could have crushed Oxy. It's too late to do it now. Really, they need to get repairs down. Focus on getting repairs down. That pulls a Marine far enough away from the gates that you can choose to crush it, or you can get waste down then. You also want to keep a fade in like the offload section. You guard the organ pressure, as well as you can protect pub and supply. Patties through unres. They're gonna go attack this gate. They should not attack the gate. Get through unres. Just get through unres. Whole backside's capped. You get through unres and kill it. But you can't have all of your life forms over here. Patty's already hurt. He's pulling rotators. They're all gonna collapse on this, or at least they should. Are they don't recognize this? Sep, you need to switch to regen. The time for vamp is long gone. How are you going to get out? You're not going to get any HP. You're so fucked. Look at these scans. Oh, God. If you had regen, you would have been fine. Not everybody's as good as you, Ranger. It's chalky milk. He's new, okay. So res back up. Arc Vector is built. First arc is out. They've had enough res to have 3 arcs by now. It's just they haven't been pumping them. As soon as like you want to have enough res, you can continually pump this. Yeah, I already talked about that. Oh, you're telling them. I wish the spectator team chat shit was like a different color. Yeah. Like 2 skulks through on res again. 1 Marine can go stop this. They don't have to save both RTs. They have to keep one of the RTs alive. So Bay is already dead, and you just come down here. Now they have 2 parasited Marines coming to save res. That's bad. That's the opportunity for a gate crush. I think aliens recognize this. Nah, this is not going to work with 2 shockers and Oxy. You're better off trying to crush Grav. Wise choices. You did not make a wise choice. Just leave him and go bite something else. You could have rotated into this fight and had the flank on the shotgun Marines, and that's the impulse that you need to get in the room. They tried to double cyst this RT, but this cyst is too far out of range. It needs to be like right on the edge here. And it'll cover the RT. Four arcs. They're parasited, so they know they're coming. What are they going to do about it? Arabs should go around and get up in the vent, maybe. Aliens should crush these 2 Marines before they're grouped with 4, which they're not doing. They're afraid to engage. Patty was out of position because he was helping the Skulk on res. Nano's not going to heal for some reason. They had the opportunity to kill these arcs and they didn't take it. Okay, they're gonna kill the gate first. 4 arcs, it takes 5 shots. 1, 2. Somebody needs to. That's an early ink. You wasted an ink. Good job, Patty, staying in. He didn't scan. He didn't scan. No, don't scan there. Scan the hive. Oh, this hive would have been dead. Ink again, and the hive doesn't take any damage. Ink, 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 ink! It's like your arcane the hive. Why don't you keep it scanned kind of thing? Okay, so do they build more arcs or do they attack? What's the alien res like? Patty has a refade. Night Fury has a refade. Wise Choice is almost a fade. He should just save for Onos though and stay on res. Nanonoob is a lurk, and Seb is Onos. Do I have charge? Charge is coming. Bone Shield is coming. Really got to start these upgrades before you get to Onos res. If you're the player going Onos, it's your job to call out that you are going to have the res soon and you need the upgrades. Because the commander may not be thinking about the Onos timing. They should be thinking about the Onos timing, but it's not all on them. As a field player, you have to help your commander out. So charge is up now. Surprise him. Seb, you have charge. Yeah. And who knows if you're like, the worst thing is to like start it at 50 res and then 2 of your life forms die and the guy's forced to go alert or fade, and then you just wasted res on the Onos upgrades when you could have had advanced swipe or something. It's got to come from that field player or your field come. So no reason to force this engagement anymore with the Onos. The Onos is going to bully transfer and keep an eye on these Marines while everybody else kills recappers and strikes at gravity. What you're looking for is for 2 Marines to be off gates, maybe like rotating between the 2 or 1 person in waste like this, and that's when you can go in. So Seb overcommits and dies and transfer. This is why you don't try to force this. Like, it's too easy for an Onos to die here, even with Bone Shield. He should just offload Grav. Yeah, maybe. You have a bunch of reds stagnating. With the ops placement, it's hard to assist through here very well. You need to like know about the range of it and jump it. So here he starts. And I wouldn't even try to assist Grav. I would try to assist past Grav to Bay and get a tunnel up or something. The other thing is Arab has a bunch of res. He can just go try to get through. Be a Skulk, go get through, go Gorge, and drop like beta repair tunnels and get both RTs up behind the Marine lines. Nano, again, behind the lines, really low. And they keep trying to force this Oxy fight. Oxy's not that important. Yeah, they build arcs here and it's kind of scary. But if you can kill Grav, they don't have any res to arc you with. Patty taking his time and good. Sep, I don't know what you're doing on this RT, buddy. Or phase gate, rather. 3 RTs, they're going to try to arc on the 3 RTs. They do have enough res to do it. It has to be really careful about med packing, over medding. He's just going to arc the RT. This is a good idea. You should get your 4th arc up and do this push. And if you have enough presence of mind, you can, yeah, so 4th arc is here. You can Mac. They should have enough supply. Yeah, you can Mac and Mac back cap while this fight is going on. Because all the aliens should be here defending. You just try it once. If it doesn't work, then you just don't do it again. So don't push. Just weld up. Watch your back. Plobit's call that fade. He should die. Nanoob takes damage. Roll the arcs. Let the arcs go in front. Where's Arab King? He needs to be a Gorge here, and you should throw the Sis chain out to waste. Or just drop the waste time, that's fine too. Now he's gonna be tight on res for inking though. Wait for the wind up before you ink. Ink now. I was still really early. You're only gonna block one arc shot here. Crag died. Shade is out of range. 2 arcs are dead. These arcs can't even hit. Well, only one of the arcs can hit the hive. This back arc is out of range. You can go on 3 Marines with Bone Shield. You need your life forms there to help you. And you have to like play the Bone Shield right. It's not super easy. It's not exactly difficult either. You just have to know where the other 2 are so that you don't get rotated on with the 4th, because that's the guy that kills you. Don't push this. There's no reason to push this. You have a hive growing behind them. The worst thing you can do is lose a life form. These shotguns should have been bioed. They'll save one of them, but Arab needs to bio these next time. And aliens need to call the guns down. It's not super easy to see the guns on the ground when you're the Gorge, because you're like trying to focus on, okay, is everybody healthy? Do I need to heal on everybody? Do I need to run away? It's like, it's so easy. Oh, I got a shotgun down here. Come bio it. Arab, just stay alive and get healed. You should ink just to block vision. And still, this Sis chain could have been grown out. Just place it behind the pillars so it's not easy to shoot. Get it grown. You're here in the fight though, so that'll work out okay. Kill the Robo. This Robo's a lot of money. Not much health. Now when he's doing so many other things, yeah. But some of the other players like Nanoob and Patty, I would expect them to be able to do it. He went, the Onus went in without no help. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. A field player could have done it. They could have recapped Oregon, yeah. They threw out the hive, which I thought was pretty good, behind the arc push. I just think you take a couple of seconds while the arcs are rolling up. You come here, you play Sist, and then you auto throw the chain out here and down to repair. The Drifter? Oh, did he run the Drifter through Oxy? I didn't even notice. Yeah, he should have run it down through Oregon and up through security. Maybe I cast the Gather. Will the Gather even fill up? I don't think so. Let's see if I can get a pub. I think it'll help a little bit more with like people education than me like casting, you know?